am a creative reuser, and I am not alone. If you're not one yourself, you probably know someone who gets great pleasure out of finding new uses for discarded items. And of course, this is the way most of humanity has been since the beginning. It has only been in the last 50 years that our culture has reached such a prosperous state that we have been able to even think about throwing away things that still have some useful purpose. It has even become a badge of wealth and power to be able to throw away or destroy items of value. And the role of the less privileged to scavenge through cast-off materials. And it has only taken the last 50 years of mass manufacturing and consumerism for our throwaway culture to completely devastate our planet's environment. We are literally swimming in trash. Recent studies indicate that there are over 40 million pounds of plastic floating in the North Pacific Ocean alone. And there are landfills dotted across our planet, seeping pollutants into the soil and the air and making us sick, along with the animals that don't know the difference between a seed and a plastic pellet. We as a culture need to find a way to creatively reuse this trash that we discard before we destroy this precious environment that we rely on for our sustenance. I am encouraged by a new creative perspective emerging that may help turn the tide on this problem. Creativity leads to survival. We should all be exercising these parts of our brain. For the last 14 years, I've been serving on the board of the Center for Sustainable Living, a community environmental organization that supports local projects that educate the public on issues such as bicycle maintenance, wildlife habitats, and renewable energy. I have been looking for a fundraiser for the center that would convey our message of sustainability in a fun and entertaining way. And then 6 years ago, I happened to tap into the budding phenomena of Trashion, and that's turning trash into fashion. And soon was born the Trashion Refashion Show. In these images, you're seeing designs from the last 4 years of these Bloomington shows. The Trashion Refashion Show invites community members to exercise their problem-solving skills and design fashion from trash, that's the Trashion half of the show, and from used clothing, that's the refashion half of the show. And really the part of the message that can have a more immediate impact. Encouraging people to repair and alter the clothing that they already have can greatly reduce the over 10 million tons of textiles that we throw away each year here in the United States. So I also co-founded a group called Discardia, whose mission is to divert items from the landfill by finding new uses for them. Discardia holds a mending day once a month at the public library where we mend clothing, or we show people how to do it themselves, or we just teach people how to sew, because that's something that we stopped doing in the last 50 years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than helping a child make clothing for their stuffed animal and showing them how to use a sewing machine for the first time. We sew on buttons, we patch holes, we help people alter their clothing to fit their own bodies. But we also make dresses from tablecloths, wallets from inner tubes, bicycle inner tubes, and floor pillows from old rugs. And what I have found by working with all of these people in the community is that there is a real thirst for these skills. There's a great sense of accomplishment and self-sufficiency that comes from being able to fix and make your own things. There are now hundreds of Trashion shows taking place annually in this country alone. And I'm always amazed at how excited people get when they are working on their projects or just thinking about the possibilities of how things could be reused. hope that we will expand this kind of learning, especially with young people. And fortunately, most of these shows are taking place in schools. So apparently, when you're engaged in creative problem solving, you're using many different parts of your brain. And the more you do it, the more creative you become. And everyone feels good when they solve a complex problem. It's like the feeling that you get when you first learn to tie your shoes or ride a bike. If we could all engage in creative problem solving more often, I think that we could find some of the answers to our pollution problems. And some solutions are emerging, such as stretchy fabrics and carpets that are made from recycled plastic bottles, home insulation made from old blue jeans, and recycled glass turned into countertops. So next time you go to throw something away, think twice or maybe 3 times about how that item can remain useful to yourself or others. You will be exercising your brain in a way that could be very beneficial to you and the planet. Thank you.